Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Kyle Downey, and this is the Sports Download, the show where a Los Angeles native talks sports from fans' perspective. I might not be unbiased, but I keep it honest and real with you. So this is part 2 of the episode that's airing. I had to do 2 episodes because it was a long time since I last talked to y'all. So I got a lot that I wanted to talk about. So I hope y'all stayed tuned for this episode, this part 2. Okay, so next I want to talk about the Dodgers. So a lot happened. Trade deadline came and went, and some people were calling it underwhelming. I think I gave it about a B, because I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm biased, but it wasn't the slam dunk that we were hoping for. I was hoping to get Ohtani, but apparently the Angels wanted to keep him, and then they proceeded to go on a losing streak and might not even make the playoffs. But enough about the Angels. So sorry to my Angels fans. So sorry. Not really, because I really hope I get Ohtani, but it does suck to be a fan of a team that's not doing so well. I'm a Raider fan. I know how it is. But the Angels, that is some serious fumbling up there, man. Like, just come on. You should have traded Ohtani. You should have traded him last season. You should have traded him this season, and now he's going to leave for probably nothing. And you're not going to get anything. He's going to leave because I researched it. They don't have sign-in trades in baseball, so oh well. Sorry for y'all. It sucks. Y'all need a new owner for real. So the Dodgers ended up with Lance Lynn, starting pitcher. He's been looking pretty good. Ahmed Rosario, he's been looking decent defensively, but he's a pretty good hitter. Joe Kelly has had decent outings with us. Kike Hernandez, great to have him. He's looking good. Obviously, he's a versatile player, and he's a clutch hitter, and he's been hitting well for us. Ryan Yarbrough, not bad from what I've seen and heard. Those are the only moves. I said I'd give it a B, but I might give it a B plus, because when we acquire guys, they end up playing better. They end up pitching, especially with pitchers, with our pitching staff. So I don't know. I mean, we were concerned we weren't going to win the division, and now it looks like we're going to win the division. We've won 9 games in a row, and we're in first place. Now it looks like the Dodgers will win the division, so it's looking pretty good. And you just want to get in the playoffs and see what happens. Like, we won a bunch of games. We're going to win like 98 games, which is not bad if we continue on this pace, which is pretty good. And as long as you win the division and you get into the tournament, and you see what happens. That's what Les Snead says about the NFL playoffs, and that applies to most sports, really, especially baseball and football, where there's so many things that can happen. Excuse me. Especially baseball, especially too, because you want to be the hot team at the right time. What we saw with the Dodgers last year, they won 110 games or whatever, but they ran out of gas and weren't hot at the right time. That's what you really want, is to be in the playoffs and get hot at the right time, have the hot bats. And I feel like this year we have our offense is one of the few, I think it's the first time I can remember in a while, where our offense is better than our pitching. Usually we had really good pitching, and the offense was not coming up clutch. But we've got clutch hitting, and we've got a lot of hitting, and I hope that it continues. And and who knows, we might mess around and win the whole thing this year. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna put it in the universe right now. So hopefully we get healthy. We have Kershaw did return. He looked pretty decent. They're just kind of monitoring his pain tolerance and monitoring his pain levels, because it was a weird injury. Wasn't really anything like noticeable, but it was just he didn't really have pain, but they're just kind of seeing how long he can go right now. But he debuted against the Rockies, got the W, only 1 earned run, 5 innings pitched. That's pretty good. So if he's on the trajectory to be healthy again, that's perfect. We're just about a month and a half away from playoff baseball. That would be amazing, you know, as long as he's healthy. Amazing. And then also wanted to mention so the Dodgers tried to get Scherzer, but the Dodgers tried to get Scherzer, but we weren't able to get him. But according to Rosenthal of The Athletic, according to Ken Rosenthal, Scherzer met with the New York Mets, and they said that they were looking toward winning in their 2025-2026 season, which that's skipping next year. So if that's true, and there's one less bidder for Ohtani, then that would be amazing because the Mets have the biggest checkbook. That dude is a super rich billionaire, and he doesn't care. He didn't care until they added another tax to where they tax him because he's so rich. So it's like taxes on taxes, basically. So if they're not bidding on Ohtani and the Dodgers get Ohtani, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, who would outbid them if the Mets aren't going to outbid them? Because the Mets and the Yankees and the Dodgers, they have a ton of money, but the Mets especially. So if it becomes between the Yankees and the Dodgers on the West Coast, I think it's going to come down to the West Coast teams. He's not going to stay an Angel. He's going to either be a Dodger, a San Francisco Giant, barf, hopefully not, San Francisco Giant, or a Seattle Mariner, or a Padre. Padres not looking good so far. Dodgers in first place. Giants, yeah, San Francisco, blah blah blah, but they're not in first place. So why not be a Dodger, Ohtani? You would look so good in blue. That red, yeah, red's okay, but blue, Dodger blue, you would look so good. Ohtani. So anyway, I'm already having dreams about it. Oh man, that would be so amazing because he's, you know, the best players, they should end up in LA. A lot of the best players do. Kobe was drafted here. Kobe was traded in a draft. LeBron ended up here. You know, we've had so many great players. Why not Ohtani? Why not you, Ohtani? Plus, LA's real nice. Plus, it's a shorter flight to Japan. So, for sure, come Ohtani, please. But yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. I don't see why he wouldn't want to come to the Dodgers. He said he wants to be on a winner. I know he's with the Angels right now, but he's going to market, and he said he wants to be on a winner, and the Dodgers have made the playoffs like 10, 11 years in a row now. I'm losing count. I think it's about 10 years in a row, and they won the World Series. And with Ohtani, and here's the thing, I wanted to trade for him, but the fact that we didn't have to trade for him works out better for us because we didn't give up any of our good players. Like, the only person I think I would sadly not want to lose Urias, but if Urias leaves, if Julio Urias leaves, then we have Ohtani, and Ohtani was essentially his replacement. I love Julio Urias. I think that he should have got more love and more credit. It's ridiculous that he hasn't gotten his jerseys, haven't been like readily available on the website and things of that nature, and I have the utmost respect for him. But it sounds like he doesn't want to stay, and that's an interesting topic too about his contract because he was not so good most of this year. He's looking better now. I'd love it if, hey, we could have Ohtani and Urias. You know what I mean? Like, we need pitching right now. You know, we're hoping people get healthy. But yeah, I really want Ohtani. I would definitely get a jersey. I would definitely have to buy some more Dodgers jerseys if I do that. Because gotta get Mookie and Kershaw and those guys, and Freddie Freeman too. But I would really want Ohtani. He's a freaking unicorn. He can pitch and strike you out and hit bombs on your pitcher too. Like, I really want him on my team. It's a disgrace that he's been on a team that's been losing. And Mike Trout, man. Mike Trout was like considered the greatest player ever early on in his career, and he's still great. And they have not. He's been in the playoffs once. It's a freaking shame. It's a freaking shame. You know what? Come be a Dodger too, Trout. Come be a Dodger too. Just do it. Anyway, Anyway, seriously, really want Ohtani, and now it looks like the Mets will not be in the running, so it would come down between the Yankees, the West Coast teams. I think the Dodgers have the slight edge because the Dodgers have been such a winning franchise for a decade now. As I mentioned about people being healthy, I just thought about Walker Buehler. He's been targeting coming back the beginning of September, and it looked like a lofty goal, but he's been pitching, he's been throwing, and now it's sounding like maybe they could bring him back soon. I mean, September is in a couple weeks, so we'll have to wait and see. But if he could see, because the thing is, the Dodgers need starting pitching. I was hearing Travis Rogers and Alan Sliwa this morning on ESPN LA talking about it. The Dodgers need starting pitching right now. They don't necessarily need guys, middle relief guys or closers. They have that. They have guys that can do 1 or 2 innings and things like that. We need guys that can go distance, that can go long into the game, 5-6 innings. But if Walker Buehler, Travis Rogers laid it out pretty nicely. I liked how he said it. Like, if Walker Buehler is only going to be available for 1 inning or 2 when it comes postseason, don't know if that's what you necessarily need, because we have guys that can do that. Yes, he's excellent, but we don't want to lose the middle relief guys, because you only have a certain amount of guys on the roster. But Travis Rogers laid it out this way: was if he comes back at the beginning of September, and then he's able to go like 2 innings, and then the next outing he's able to go like 3 innings, and then the next outing he's able to go 4 innings, then the way he said was that you got a different conversation there. Because if he's able to give you at least 4 innings in the playoffs, that could be extremely valuable. And if he's looking like Walker Buehler, the stud that we saw before he got hurt, then that would set us up really well in the playoffs. And then that's a starting pitcher. 4 innings, you could have 4 innings and then a couple relievers and then the closer. And I really hope so, because Walker Buehler is really an excellent pitcher. He was our ace. Him and Julio were our aces. So he's an ace pitcher. I really hope he gets healthy soon. And, he's a Dodger for, I think, the next couple of years. But contracts aside, if he comes back and he's able to be in the pitching rotation, then it would go like Urias, Buehler, and then Kershaw. Those are your 3. You only need like 1 more. If you got Lance Lynn could give you a game, then you're cooking, man. You're cooking. So that would be incredible. I hope that he's ready to go, and hope that works out. And shout out to Travis Rogers for the way he explained it to the audience this morning. All right. And speaking of Travis Rogers, if y'all don't know, he is a huge Dodgers fan, but he's also a huge Fernando Valenzuela fan. And who isn't, man? Fernando Mania was so incredible. He was such an incredible pitcher. He won a championship, won World Series with us, and just an amazing guy. And just Fernando Mania was incredible because he's a Mexican pitcher and tapped in with the Latino community, the Latinx community in LA, man, and everybody freaking loved him. And so I'm glad that they retired his number. They recently retired his number 34. It was unofficially retired. Nobody was using it, but now it's officially official, and he retired it. I mean, they retired it for him, and you love that because he is a Dodgers legend, and he was an incredible player and just meant so much to the community. So I'm really happy that they finally retired. Congratulations, Fernando Valenzuela. Really love that. Okay, next there's a quick cool story that Mookie Betts had. So there was a man reached out to Mookie during the game. He's like, "Hey Mookie, if you hit a home run, I'll name my daughter her middle name. I'll give her the middle name Mookie." And he's like, "No, I don't know if you want to do that." He's like, "No, I'm serious." And then he's like, "No, I don't think your wife would like that." Mookie's so funny, man. And then Mookie goes up to bat, Mookie goes up to bat, and that's my daughter. She just woke up. I gotta go get her in a little bit after I finish this episode. So Mookie goes up to bat, and he hits like the farthest home run he's ever hit in his career. And then a couple weeks later, he sees on Twitter this guy hit him up. His name's Giuseppe, and he said, so he named his daughter Francesca Mookie Mancuso. And I just thought that was a really cool story. Really cool of the guy to go through with it, keep his word, and that was awesome that Mookie was just able to hit the home run. Like, those stories are beautiful, and just like, oh yeah, hit a home run. Like, it's not the easiest thing, and he's not a home run hitter. He's a hitter that hits home runs. So that was really cool. And shout out to Mookie for telling us all about it, and shout out to Giuseppe Mancuso for keeping his word, man. That's really cool. And you could tell the guy was really excited in the video. He's a Dodgers fan. That's dope. And then so Lance Lynn, if he looks like he could stay in the rotation, I've been seeing a lot about him, about how he feels like it's really a rebirth for him being in the Dodgers, because he was on the White Sox and I don't think they're very good. And not only that, but he wasn't doing very well, and so he comes to the Dodgers and he's doing better, man. Like, we get pictures and they do better. He's got like 2.0 ERA, which is pretty decent, and he's just able to do pretty well for us since he's been out there. It's small sample size, but hopefully it continues, because I love these stories of like, hey, you come to our team, if it's in your life situation, like, you come to our company and we'll help you, give you the tools to be successful, and you will succeed. And that's what's going on with Lance Lynn. He's coming over to the Dodgers and he's having more success. So this is what he said. This is what I found that what he said. He said, "You're seeing why everyone wants to come here," Lance Lynn said. "Even watching them from across the field, playing against them so much in the playoffs from my time in St. Louis, you just notice this sense of urgency. They're ready to go, ready to contribute, with veteran guys letting young guys be themselves, but helping them along the way." So that last part too, I love that last part where the veteran guys like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Clayton Kershaw, Urias, they're letting the younger guys go out and just do their thing, and like helping them, just tell them to go be themselves. Like, you love that, because not only just from a culture standpoint, just motivating your teammates, motivating them even though they're young, go out and, you know, do your thing, man. Like, putting that belief in them and believing for them to believe in themselves, I just think is beautiful, and like not getting in the way of it, just letting them go do their thing and then helping them. Like, that type of culture is why the Dodgers is part of, like, yeah, they have great players on the Dodgers, but also the culture of like just having fun and supporting one another and being and showing each other love and like helping people along the way. That type of veteran leadership is just incredible, and I think that speaks to the type of success that they've had. That speaks to their organization culturally and why they've had that type of success. Because yeah, just because you shouldn't stop the next guy coming up. Like, even in real life, like if somebody is younger than you or just come into your company, like, you should help them succeed. Like, it helps you be a better leader, and also you're being selfless and you're giving back to the world. You're giving back to the world by saying, hey, you can do this. I believe in you. You know what I mean? Like, it's good for you, but it's good for them as well. And as a team, as a company, as a group of people trying to accomplish a goal, it can bond you together and help you all be successful. Hey, we all win. Like, in sports, that's what I love, is like, yes, you have your stars, but when the stars help everyone and the veterans help the young guys, and then we all go win. We all go accomplish this, and we all get to eat. We all get paid after this. Like, that's like LeBron. Like, so many people can thank LeBron and Kobe as well for getting them paid, because they weren't that good a player, but they look really good next to them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what the Dodgers is like. I mean, you've seen that. Like, we've seen people leave the Dodgers and go to other places and not do so well. And I think it's just nothing against those players, but it's probably the atmosphere that they do. Like, hey, we're supported and we're just told to go do our thing and we believe in you type of deal. Like, I really love that. And just like really happy for Lance Lynn. I'm happy he's here and having success, and hope he continues to have success during the playoffs so we can win the championship. But I love that my team, the Dodgers, has that type of culture. I just think that's really dope, really cool. And I think it fosters success. I think helping people so that you can all win is way better than like just not helping people and then you just get mad at them for not doing their job when you didn't help them. So I think that's really great. This is really dope. All right, just a little bit more left to go in this episode. I wanted to touch on some NFL topics. So I told y'all before that nobody was really talking. Not too many people were talking about the Tyreek Hill arrest. I feel like it kind of got swept under the rug with other news. So Tyreek Hill, the update that I found is that there was a settlement reached between him and the guy that he slapped. I believe he slapped him on the boat. There were no legal charges filed. It sounds like there was just a mutual agreement and maybe some money exchanged hands. I didn't see that, but it just sounds like the type of agreement. Hey, sorry about this. Here's a check. Type of deal. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's what happened, but it just seems like there was a settlement reached and that was it. So hopefully Tyreek Hill can learn his lesson and stop doing this kind of silly stuff. Like, for someone as high profile as him, somebody as such a good player on the field, I mean, come on, let's get it together. Don't be slapping people. Don't be causing problems on yachts or boats or whatever. Like, it's not gonna be beneficial for you. Like, why would you want to write money to people anyway? Like, oh, I'm sorry, here's a check. Like, wouldn't you rather go that go to your family and your organizations and stuff like that, your charities and stuff like that? So hopefully he learns his lesson, and hopefully this doesn't become a further issue. And then next to my Las Vegas Raiders, Josh Jacobs is still not at camp. The Raiders said that they were going to respect his wishes. Jacobs has other interests from other teams, but I heard from, I think it was Mike Florio at NBC Sports, said he should probably sign that $10 million franchise tag that they offered him, which I agree as well. I think that it sucks what's happening to the running back situation. I think that they should get paid earlier in their career, possibly, to help out with what's going on. I know that they don't last as long as they used to, and that it's unfortunate. So I'm obviously, for most things when it comes to like being taken care of financially and being taken care of as an employee, I'm more on the employee side and more on the player side when it comes to sports. But I think he should sign this deal because he might get less. And I saw today that Dave Ziegler, the GM of the Raiders, said that there's a deal happening. So I don't know who reported that. I saw it on just real quickly on the Pat McAfee show. So I'll keep monitoring it, obviously, as a Raiders fan. But hopefully it seems like a deal might happen soon, that he'll just sign it. And I don't know what happens next year with the Raiders, as I don't know what's going on with the Raiders. But he'll sign it, and hopefully the Raiders are better next year. But I honestly think they should just be terrible this year so we can get Caleb Williams, because as I've heard from my buddy Aaron Larsoul for the last couple months, Jimmy G ain't it. No offense to him, he can't throw the ball deep, and he gets hurt a lot. He's won a lot, but he can't throw the ball deep, and we need somebody to be able to throw the ball deep because we have Devontae Adams, who also will not be happy with a bad record. But if we get Caleb Williams, then I think he would feel better about that. And another NFL story. So I mentioned before Joe Burrow's calf injury. They've been vague about it. I was researching about it, and they've been vague about his injury. But apparently, there doesn't seem to be cause for concern yet. So I'll follow that because he's a huge star, right? And without him, the Bengals will not be as good nearly at all. So I keep following that, but yeah, it seems like not to be concerned about it yet. But the season's approaching. We're in middle of August now, so the season's approaching in like a month. So yeah, we'll stay tuned. We'll stay tuned with that one and follow up on that one. Also, update on Dalvin Cook. He signed up to it's up to an $8.6 million deal with the Jets, which makes sense because he followed Aaron Rodgers there. We'll see how good he is. I've heard that he's not as good as he once was. I heard that from Anthony Irwin because he's a Vikings fan. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out for him. And Ezekiel Elliott signed up to a $6 million deal with the Patriots, I think. So, and Elliott is not the player that he once was at all. So it's way different. I mean, it's way different because Josh Jacobs is one of the elite backs. So he deserves at least 10 because he led the league in rushing last year. So he's an elite back. I would love to keep him. Obviously, I want my team to keep a good player. So hopefully that happens. And then also, I saw that Michael Orr, the NFL player from, he played for the Ravens. I think he won a Super Bowl. And also the movie The Blind Side was made about his life. And he says that the Tuohys, the family that in the movie, they adopted him. They adopted him in the movie. But he says that the family made millions off of the lie of him being adopted. And he said that it also was, so he's suing the family for making this money off of this lie. And they were asked for comment. There hasn't been much comment from the family. He was very close with the kids, like he bought them cars and stuff like that, and he was very close with the family. But apparently, yeah, he said he was never really adopted, and I could see him feeling a certain type of way. He also said that the movie made him look like not as smart or like not as quick-witted as he actually is, and made him look like slow. And he was concerned that the movie depicting him not as smart was affecting him to get jobs in the NFL. So that's really interesting. I'm gonna follow that one because that movie was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It was Sandra Bullock. Really enjoyed it, and I thought it had a good message, you know, about adopting and loving others. And I saw their Instagram. The Tuohy family is still trying to help people get adopted. So it is a technicality, but it's unfortunate. We'll see how. I'll follow up and see how that plays out. If it's a lawsuit, it could take a couple years. But it's really unfortunate because that was a really feel-good story. Like if it's not settled and they're not on good terms, that sucks. And who's ever in the right when it comes to the law, come to lawsuits, who's ever in the right, I hope ends up being the winner. I hope that if Michael Orr is in the right, then I hope he ends up being the winner. If he's owed something and they took advantage of him, I mean, he's the star talent that they took in, and they did take him in. But apparently they lied about him being adopted. We'll see how that plays out legally. I think that's really messed up, you know, because if he got taken advantage of, that's really messed up because he was really young, and you know, and went on to college, and he was really young though. Like college age is still young, so I'll be following that one. And so that's gonna do it for part 2 of this episode. Please like and subscribe. Please tell your friends and family to like and subscribe, and post a comment if y'all got any questions. I mostly cover like LA sports, basketball, football, baseball. I'm not a Rams fan, but I will be talking about the Rams as the season comes up, and seeing how their season develops and what they're looking like. But yeah, if you have any off the wall questions, anything about life you want me to talk about, anything, you know, I'll open it up to that. Just post a comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and tell your friends to tell their friends. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace, love, and God bless.